The Alien War Council laughed. On the giant hologram, Earth looked small, blue, divided. No united fleet. No galactic protection. No advanced shields. General Karath folded his 4 arms behind his back. This species will fall in 7 days. 7 days later, 2 Velkarn warships were drifting in silence, and Earth had not surrendered. Humanity had done something the Velkarn did not predict. They had become one. One, the empire that feared nothing. The Velkarn Dominion had ruled the stars for over 400 years. They had crushed empires. They had enslaved strong species. They had erased entire civilizations. They believed weakness deserved control. When their scouts found Earth, they saw chaos. Different governments, different languages, ongoing conflicts. No unified space fleet. To them, humans looked unstable, emotional, primitive. Their scientists studied human history and reported. They fight each other more than they cooperate. The decision was easy. Invade. 2. The first contact was not peace. The Velkarn fleet arrived without warning. Their ships blocked the sun over major cities. A single message was broadcast to every screen on Earth. Surrender your planet. Submit peacefully. Resistance will lead to extinction. Panic spread instantly. Air traffic stopped. Stock markets crashed. Military alerts went global. Then the Velkarn made their first strike. 3 military bases were destroyed in seconds. 1 coastal city was turned into ash. The message was clear. Obey. On the Velkarn flagship, officers waited for surrender signals. None came. Instead, something strange happened. Earth went silent. 3. The silence before the storm. The Velkarn believed silence meant fear. They were wrong. Behind that silence, humanity was moving faster than ever before. World leaders held emergency calls. Rival nations opened military data to each other. Secret weapons programs were unlocked. Old enemies shook hands. For the first time in human history, there were no borders in space defense. A single global command network formed within hours. Civilian engineers volunteered. Space companies released hidden prototypes. Hackers joined government systems. One message spread across the planet. This is survival. And humans are very good at surviving. For adaptation, the Velkarn attacked again. This time, they expected easy destruction. Instead, their targeting systems began to fail. Small human crafts appeared from nowhere. Civilian satellites changed orbit. Drones swarmed like insects. Humans did not fight like a galactic empire. They fought like hunters. Fast, unpredictable, creative. Human hackers entered Velkarn communication networks. False signals spread inside alien systems. Velkarn ships began firing at empty space. General Karath frowned. They are disorganized, he said, but his officers were uneasy. They are learning, General. That word had never been used about a prey species before. Learning. 5. The hidden preparation. What the Velkarn did not know was this. Humanity had prepared for this day. Not officially, but quietly. For decades, scientists had asked one question. What if we are not alone? Deep under mountains were massive railgun platforms. Hidden in the oceans were energy disruptors. Asteroid mining stations had secret engines attached. It was called Project Black Sky. It was never announced. It was never tested in public. It was built for a moment like this. And that moment had arrived. 6. The first shock. When the Velkarn fleet moved closer to Earth's orbit, confident in victory, humanity activated Project Black Sky. Asteroids changed direction. Velkarn scanners detected danger too late. One asteroid slammed into a Velkarn destroyer. Its shields failed. Its hull cracked. It exploded in orbit. Silence filled the alien command deck. A second Velkarn cruiser lost power when human disruptors overloaded its core. It drifted dead in space. For the first time in 4 centuries, the Velkarn Dominion had lost ships to a new species. General Karath's voice hardened. Full assault. But inside him, something had changed. This was no longer a simple conquest. 7. Humanity's real strength. On Earth, cities burned. People cried. Millions were displaced. But surrender was never discussed. Families watched the sky together. Soldiers stood beside civilians. Doctors worked without sleep. Factories ran day and night. Humanity did not fight because they believed they would win. They fought because losing was not acceptable. That was something the Velkarn could not understand. The Dominion fought for expansion. Humans fought for home. And there is nothing more dangerous than a species defending its home. 8. The end of arrogance. Velkarn officers began reporting problems. Supply lines disrupted. Communication interference. Unpredictable human tactics. Coordinated global resistance. This was impossible. Humans were divided. They were emotional. They were weak. But now they were united. General Karath stared at the burning wreck of his destroyed ship on the hologram. This species is not behaving correctly. An advisor answered quietly. They are not behaving like prey. Far below on Earth, humanity prepared for the next attack. They knew the worst was coming. The Velkarn would not retreat. Not yet, but something had changed in the stars. The Dominion no longer laughed. They were beginning to understand their mistake. They had underestimated humanity, and humanity had only just begun to fight. The price. 1. The Empire's rage. The Velkarn Dominion had never been embarrassed before. 2. Warships destroyed. Multiple systems hacked. Human resistance spreading. General Karath stood before his officers. No more restraint, he ordered. The Velkarn fleet moved closer to Earth. Orbital cannons powered up, and fire rained from the sky. Entire regions burned. Power grids collapsed. Oceans boiled near impact zones. Millions died. The Velkarn believed this would break humanity. Instead, humanity changed. 2. The shift. For days, Earth had defended. Now Earth attacked. Human stealth ships slipped through asteroid shadows. Small strike teams targeted Velkarn supply carriers. Fuel ships vanished. Navigation arrays exploded. Communication relays went dark. The Velkarn depended on perfect order. Humans created chaos. Velkarn officers began reporting confusion. Resupply delayed. Command signals corrupted. Fleet formations unstable. They had superior weapons. But humans attacked their structure. And without structure, even a giant can fall. 3. The weapon they didn't see. Project Black Sky had one final phase. It was never meant for defense. It was meant for sacrifice. Hidden beneath Earth's surface were planetary railgun networks connected to fusion cores. If activated together, they could fire a single synchronized strike strong enough to destroy even a Dominion flagship. But there was a cost. The overload would burn out half of Earth's power grid. Cities would go dark for years. Hospitals would struggle. Economies would collapse. Recovery would take decades. Human leaders face a choice. Save the planet today, or risk slow defeat tomorrow. The vote was unanimous. Activate it. 4. The Starbreaker arrives. General Karath decided to end it. He brought in the Dominion's largest warship, the Starbreaker, a ship built to crush rebellions, a ship capable of cracking continents. It entered Earth's orbit like a black sun. Its shadow covered entire countries. One message was broadcast. This is your final moment to surrender. Earth did not answer. Instead, human pilots launched. Old fighter jets. Experimental crafts. Civilian ships modified for war. They were not strong enough to win. They were strong enough to buy time. Many did not return, but they delayed the Starbreaker's firing sequence. 6 minutes. That was all humanity needed. 5, 6 seconds. Project Black Sky reached full charge. Fusion core screamed. Power grids failed across continents. Cities went dark. Then, every railgun platform on Earth fired at once. The sky turned white. The Starbreaker's shields flickered. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. The shields collapsed. 4 seconds. 5 seconds. 6 seconds. Human kinetic rounds pierced the hull. The Starbreaker cracked. Then it exploded. The blast lit Earth's night side like a second sunrise. Velkarn ships went silent. Their symbol of dominance. Gone. Destroyed by a species they called weak. 6. The ultimate price. Earth survived, but not without cost. Half the planet had no power. Millions were gone. Cities were ruins. The global economy collapsed. Humanity had saved itself, but it had paid in blood and fire. And yet, there was no surrender. Instead, a message was sent from Earth to the Velkarn Dominion. We are not prey. Velkarn fleets retreated. For the first time in 400 years, they withdrew. 7. The Empire begins to crack. News of the Starbreaker's destruction spread across the galaxy. Conquered worlds heard the story. A primitive species had defeated the Dominion's greatest warship. Rebellions began. Systems demanded freedom. The Velkarn myth of invincibility was shattered. General Karath was removed from command. In Velkarn military academies, a new lesson was written. Never underestimate a species fighting for its home, because humans do not fight for conquest. They fight for survival. And when humans fight for survival, they do not stop. 8. The new reputation. Years later, Earth rebuilt. Stronger, more united than ever before. Human ships expanded into space, not as conquerors, but as equals. Other species approached Earth with respect, carefully, because the galaxy had learned something important. Humanity may look divided. Humanity may argue. Humanity may struggle. But when the sky falls, they stand together. And if you push them far enough, they will pay any price, and make you pay one too. Final line. They thought humanity would kneel. They thought humanity would break. They thought humanity was weak. They were wrong. And they paid the ultimate price.